In the book of John, chapter 11, verse 9, we read where Christ asked, "Are there not 12 hours in a day?" Now I wanted to show you that we can also demonstrate that there's 6,000 years of time on a clock to get a picture of time. And we can see that the Creator is in complete control of what happens in those 6,000 years. And we'll see that the 6,000 years are divided into 3 evenly sections. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, says the days of man are 120 years. Now, 120 years in Jubilee years is 6,000 years or 6 days. So I have put on the clock starting at 0, or in the beginning, we have 12 hours in black. And we read that Moses lived to 120 years. So Moses' life was divided into 4 sections evenly. We have 40 years in Egypt, 40 years in Midian, and 40 years in the wilderness, and we get 120 years. Now, the first 3 kings of Israel also reigned 40 years each for 120 years. We had 40 years for Saul, 40 years for David, and 40 years for Solomon. We can see how the Creator has divided up things evenly to give us a pattern of what's to come. So from king to king, from Saul to David was 40 years, from David to Solomon was 40 years, and we can see that this pattern, when the King Messiah came first time to his second coming, is 40 years, or in Jubilee years, that's 2,000 years. So we can see history has 6,000 years divided into 2,000 years 3 times evenly. And we can also see that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are also divided evenly, that they are co-equal. And on this clock, from Father Adam to Father Abraham was 2,000 years. So from Father Adam to Father Abraham, when there was the binding of Isaac, was the period of the Father, is 2,000 years. From the binding of Isaac, that's the Son, to God's Son being crucified, that was another 2,000 years. And from Christ being crucified and going to heaven, and the Comforter coming, that's the Holy Spirit, till Christ's return, that's another 2,000 years. So we can see there's this complete pattern of history of the 6,000 years being divided evenly. We can see that in the life of Moses, the 3 kings, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, showing that God is in complete control